Also love this band right here, 714. We have the vocalist Sean. Sean, welcome to the Plowzone Radio Show, my friend.
Yeah, happy to be here.
E- Excellent. So we met a month ago, checked out your bands a couple nights with Dilly News Rock Show with Rock Rage Radio. And dude, love your band. And that's why I'm like, we need to get you guys on the show and spread the loves, share the music, share the love, my friend.
Thanks so much. It's been a crazy ride. You know, the band has developed into what it is now over the past year. It was a previous band. A while
Changed.
ago.
It changed from the first.
Well, we were. I was a singer for a band called Commonwealth.
Okay.
And it ended. That music just went ballistic. It was in all kinds of. It was mainly like action sports based.
Really?
And you know, a lot of off-roader videos and segmented TV, and that's really how it launched itself. We toured with Head, PE, and Alien Ant Farm, you know, around that time, and you know, and it's as life goes, you know, you kind of, you know, you burn out a little. So after a while
Yeah.
of doing it, licensing really kept us alive. But after doing it, we just kind of went our own ways, and that's how we'll talk about Adam Flower later. But that's how that came into fruition.
Now we met, and you had a lot of stories in through the Los Angeles area music business. Now, how long have you been doing this?
Probably 25 years, 20 years. I was an ex-pro surfer. I was a pro
Really?
surfer. Yeah, and I always played music and I always sang. And I was one of those surfers that always had like big Misfits and Sam Hain on their board, you know,
Yeah.
and music, dyed hair, and so it was always a part of my life, music and action sports. And pro surfing didn't really pay the bills, you know, and so I ended up just, you know, I stopped after about 5 years. You never stop surfing. That's your sport.
Right.
Yeah. But I just go, you know what, if I'm going to do music, because I had a couple offers to sing for a couple bands, I'm just going to do it right. So I went to Orange Coast College and went into their vocal program. And I did vocal. I got I almost got my AA in music, in vocal. I stopped about two classes short because I ended up getting in a band. So
Because of music.
but I really, you know, I wanted to be able to scream and, you know, really give it some what it deserves. If you're going to do something, just do it right,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
So that's kind of how that came about. But cut to like, you know, 10 years later, the guitar player Kent from Commonwealth passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, he had some liver issues, and we always talked about, you know, giving it another run because it never really reached its something, but all the music was super hooky. So we ended up, and at that time we were being managed by James Levesque, whose brother was Steve Levesque that owned Luck Media. And I don't know if you know that, but they're one of the biggest publicist firms.
I did
Like
not.
James was a bass player in Agent Orange for years,
Oh, wow. Okay.
but his brother said, "Hey James, you know, come on, let's do this publicist thing," and they ended up blowing up. Like James had he had Rihanna and freaking Kenny Chesney, but then he had some really cool clients from like the past. He had Edgar Winter and David Gillan from Deep Purple, you know, so.
Right. Wow.
Our CD came across his desk, and he's like, "Dude, I get 200 CDs a day, and you know, you're the first band I wanted to manage." So that's how we ended up with him for years, and the band was so close to just going, and that's what kind of 10 years later, James passed away also.
Wow.
Yeah, it was terrible, but 10 years later, the drummer and the bass player said, "Sean, come on, let's do this. You know, let's do this. Let's see what can come of this." And I had already signed a couple record deals since then. and moved forward. But it's one of those things you look back on and you go, "Fuck, maybe." Oh, sorry. Um, Something was there that didn't get finished.
All
So,
good. All good, brother. All good. So, all right. So you were doing music and you're like, all right, I'm done with this for a while. And then you decided, let's do this again. And you put together 71 Force. Now, did the
it's actually 7-1 Force, but that's all right.
71 Force?
7-1 Force. Yeah, I never stopped doing music, as I'll tell you as we go along a little bit. But I ended up doing marketing for a marketing firm. I went out to LA and interned, and that was awesome because I learned music licensing,
Oh, okay.
and it really helped. Anyone that's doing this, learn the business. Please don't,
Because it
just
is a business.
yeah. I mean, learn that part of it. When I drove to LA 3 times a week on my own dime. But the guy I worked for, Jimmy Pargas, he was the VP of music licensing for this company called ADD Marketing. They did the Warp Tour, Dude Tour, X Games, Winter X,
Wow.
and then a bunch of stuff for labels, Static X, Yellow Card, all these different things. So I really got the opportunity to learn and dealing with music supervisors, like on Fox and ABC, and it just helped. It's helped for years. We just recently, as of last week, it looks like we're signing another licensing deal.
Wow.
So
I think
so that's what I recommend to anyone starting. Just get in there and really learn. Even if it's just signing up to a society, that's a big step, of learning of how to protect yourself. ASCAP, BMI, CSAC. You know what I mean?
right.
Get with one of those societies that can protect you and learn how to register your stuff.
Well, yeah, because you got to protect yourself, protect what you have created, and if not, you're gonna get scammed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to get taken. And, contracts are what they are now. But if you do stuff with people at a higher level that have already been there and you don't have a contract with them, they can kind of just distribute it because they're on it.
That's their business.
Yeah, they can go ahead and distribute it and put it out, and I'll pay you later.
Right.
It's like, it's all about registering percentages of who gets what. So
Right. 90-10, or you're going to get a 90-10 deal, or you're going to get a 50-50, or which those never
I mean,
come up.
licensing can go, the norm is 50-50 with those people, but there's some out there that'll do 60-40 towards you. And this is the company that we're working with now. They're actually called PLB Sync. If anyone wants to look at them, P as in Paul, L as in Larry, B as in boy, SYNC. Sync, PLBSync.com. And they're 2 ladies that are former really heavy hitters, and they are really fair. Really fair. They do 60-40, and they deal with ABC and all the major networks, and it's they do video games, commercials, segmented TV, and movie soundtracks, and you get royalties for life on reruns,
Forever.
But with this particular company, what really attracted to me, she goes, "No, we take our initial cut, and then after that, you guys keep all the royalties."
Wow.
I know. There's like some heavy hitters that have been there and done that are trying to really give back to musicians. They're out there, believe it or not.
Wow.
So 7-1 Force came about from a Commonwealth, and the guy, drummer and the bass player, hit me up to play again, and they had been jamming with this guitar player, Brian Taylor, who actually played in the LA Misfits, which is a Misfits cover band, and he played in a Beatles cover band, and he played with Unit F. So he was well versed in all kinds of different stuff. And they called me and said, "Let's go." And you know what? Let's go. Let's see what comes of it.
Great.
Well, he had a friend that he was working with, Bex is her name, BEX. that she's a really ferocious female singer. You saw her.
Yes, I agree.
So
She is
lack of a
incredible,
better word,
incredible.
I consider myself a beast. I can pretty much do all of it. Really heavy growling and clean singing, and that's all because I went to school and learn how to not lose my shit, my voice.
Right.
And so I'm always looking to do something that's kind of out of the box. And she came in and
You did it.
yeah, she got on a couple of things. Yeah, I know. And all the bands we play with, they're trying to get her on a track now.
Really?
So, yeah, all the bands we play with at that rock rage radio thing. That's neither here nor there. I'll never suppress someone's growth at all. I'm stoked for her that she's getting that kind of recognition.
Definitely.
And yeah, so and it pushes me to be even better than I think I am already.
You're kick-ass, brother. We are going to play Myself and Me, or do you want to play Hail first? What would you like to do?
Well, Hail's Adam Flower. We'll go with Myself and Me, but
okay.
So we brought her in, and she's part of us now. So that's where that is.
She is great. And tell us how you got the name of your band.
Well, we're all from 714 area code. Myself, I was born in Huntington Beach Hospital. I've lived here my whole life. And the guitar player Fullerton, and our drummer is actually Sudanese. He's
Really?
from Sudan, but his family moved here when he was like 4. So he's been here his whole life. And our bass player Chris, he's been here his whole life also, and he's been playing music, but he's a well-known tattoo artist and a lowrider engraver.
Really?
Yeah, no, he does the axles and the bumpers, like the really high-end lowrider guys. They chrome the entire bottom, bro.
Really?
And then they engrave it all. It's nuts.
Well, give a plug for him.
I will. It's Chris Acosta, West Coast Chris. You can find him on Instagram.
West Coast.
And just a real quick one. These tracks, the track you're about to hear was produced by Cameron Webb. Unless you want to go into that later, I can.
Cameron Webb, yeah, great guy, great. He's been doing a lot of work, and you've known him for a while, correct?
Yeah, I actually met him back in the day when it was another band, and we ended up not working together, but go figure, years later, I ran into him because he does a lot of stuff in the action sports stuff. And Star Zero. I was with those guys for a minute, and they were working with him. And I know Cameron. And that's how that came to fruition. But yeah, he's done Disturbed. He's done like 10 Motorhead albums.
Wow.
The stories he has with Lemmy are out of control.
Right.
And I'm so honored. One thing for this interview I want to share with you guys. In his studio is Lemmy's last bass setup.
Really?
His last recording setup is still I don't think he's ever going to take it down.
I would think not.
I wouldn't.
I would not. All right, guys. This is Myself and Me from the band 71 Force with Sean. Got to get that out there. Plow Zone.
attention is caught in the wind. The last of my strength is blowing away. Realize there is nothing left here to win, and there is nothing left here to say. So watch my hope fade. Caught between my self-esteem. The past will never let me go. Will you catch me when I fall? In a hurry to walk, I never learned to crawl. I never learned to crawl.
Oh, and that is Myself and Me 7-1 Force. Sean, love that song. Love her vocals. And what is her name again?
Bex, Bex.
BEX. And that how you get a hold of her on Instagram and all the social medias?
Yeah, we're set the number 7-1 and then FOURCE Instagram, and you can track her down through there.
Through there. Got it.
And it's the same for Facebook. You know, we're still pretty new. You know, we just finished these 4 songs with Cameron, and yeah, we're already kind of shopping them a little.
That's cool.
But you know, there's so much still to do. Cover artwork, you know, that's one thing I'm going to say. I'm not trying to teach everybody something, but have everything done before you approach any label. You know what I mean? Have your cover artwork, everything, because the less they have to do, the more attractive you are to them.
True. Very
And
true. Very, very.
You can DIY it all day long, but you got to put in the work. I mean, if you can line it up and you're happy with what you get from whatever label, then you have someone working for you 24 hours. You get to sleep while they work.
This is
You know?
Yeah, it's like you said, it's a business, and you need to going into with that. This is a business, and you got to come with all your ducks in a row, or you're going to get trampled.
Yeah, I mean, you're missing this and this, and you know, it's your image and everything. You know, if you're a Cali reggae man, you really don't got to worry about that. You know, it's just jeans and board shorts and shit like that. But if you're trying to do something that has a thicker message, I would say, and you know, and is more edgy, then be that. Be that for sure.
True. So we were talking in the break and last time we saw each other about a story about Pantera, about the song Walk. And I thought it was awesome because Pantera is probably one of my favorite bands. I saw Dimebag twice.
Yeah.
They opened for, I think they either opened for White Zombie or they headlined. I don't know. It's a long time ago. But I love Dimebag Darrell. So why don't you go ahead and tell the story about Dimebag?
Well, Adam Flower works with Ulrich Wild, a producer who does Static X. He worked under Terry Dade, Grammy nominated for Astro Creep 2000. Wow. You know, he's a beast of an engineer producer. I love Ulrich. Same with Cameron. But yeah, so when I got to work with him the first time, I'm like, give me some, give me a story.
Give me some.
Yeah, give me some stories or two. How was it with Pantera and doing Far Beyond Driven and as well? I was, I think he was a tracking engineer at that time, and he was telling me that when they were doing Walk, Dimebag, his stomach was, we all know how much he loved Jack. And
the black tooth grin.
Yeah, he would show up every day with a fifth. And this is Ulrich's story, not mine. And he'd make everyone, like, there are hours where they'd start at 2 in the day, go to 12, and then 2 in the morning, and then go to the strip club till 6 in the morning, start again the next day at 2. And he, when they were tracking that opening riff and Walk, Dimebag he had narcolepsy, so he would fall asleep all the time. while playing. And he was sitting down. He would sit down and he'd have the guitar on his lap and he'd be playing. And anyhow, Ulrich was telling me, he goes, "Yeah, Sean, he goes, I must have tracked that riff 100 times." And he goes, and then towards the end of the session for that song, we were still on that riff, and he's playing, and Ulrich looks over and he's snoring, and he's still playing. And he told me the next day they went through all the riffs, and that's the one they used when he was asleep.
When he's asleep. That's
Yeah, that's you're kidding. And he goes, "No, that's what happened." He goes, "I wouldn't lie about it." And I'm like, "Oh my God." There's a few other ones he told me, but those are kind of things they did to him.
you can't say those on the radio. It's yeah.
Oh,
No nudity on the radio. No nudity on the
A
radio.
little thing about Ulrich, though, if you know the Astro Creep 2000 album, which is
Yes.
just a phenomenal album,
Yes.
even 20 years later, there's that hidden track. And
Really?
there's a hidden track in there, and it's all backward masking. And I think that's partly why Ulrich got nominated for Engineer of the Year by the Grammys. And he told me that, he did all that, Scott, tape to tape, bro.
Wow.
VCR tape. He said he spent like 20 or 24 hours just taping that shit together, all doing it in reverse backward masking.
Wow.
Dude, I love that, though, because that shows where he came from.
Right. Definitely. That's cool.
There's so much respect for studio guys that put in that kind of work. They see what
Back in the day, taping those things together, God, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's like the guys with the reel-to-reel. They used to clip that stuff, But
Exactly.
he was doing it with they moved into the VCR tape, if you remember that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
he was cutting that stuff up and doing it. I was like, wow, and dig you even more.
All right, Sean. Let's tell us about the song "Hail" from your band.
Hail is first of all, Hail came. Atom Flower is we're all atoms bouncing off each other, and the flower is the songs that come from that, and that's what that means. And Commonwealth ended up on Remedy Clothing, which was another label from Affliction.
Okay.
And so we ended up getting endorsed by them. Well, Chad Zaliga from Breaking Benjamin and Black Label Society also was endorsed by them. So, Atom Flower is, I'll write the skeletons, and then I've used my friends who play better than me and to fill the gaps. And that's how that happened. I used Chad on all of it. He plays on all the Atom Flower stuff. And then I have keyboard player producer Ronnie King. I don't know if people know Ronnie, but look him up. RONNIE King. That guy is bonkers. He was managed by Jerry Heller. He did all the keyboards for Tupac and Offspring. NWA.
Wow.
And then he moved on. His thing is Punks and Thugs.
Punks and Thugs.
Yeah, but he can do it all. Keyboard player, natural progression is to become a producer. And then, I turned him on the Rammstein and KMFDM, and he found a whole nother avenue. But if you need to kind of know something he's done, he ended up with The Offspring for a lot of years, and most recently Pepper. But he's the key. He wrote that whole thing on Hit That. Bum 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 bum. That's Ronnie. So he plays on all my stuff. And Hail is basically just about. It came about from. I thought about when something that I did when I was a little kid. You get old enough to where. Maybe not nowadays with the world, but all these grocery stores used to have a little toy section,
right?
And you get old enough to where your mom finally lets you go in there, by yourself or with your brother. And I got in there and I just saw all this stuff, balloons and toy soldiers and Snickers bars. and I knew it was wrong, but I just shoved them in my pockets. And when I got home, I took it all out in front of my mom. And she's like, "Did you steal that?" And I took it. I took it from the store. And she goes, "Well, we're going back to the store and you're walking it in." And the point of it is I knew it was wrong, but I did it anyways. And it made me think like, I was 5 years old and I knew then right from wrong.
You know.
So that's kind of where hail to the right side of things from that far back.
Wow. Well,
You know?
the little man in your head knows right from wrong, and that's that thing on your shoulder, the good and the bad guy. And
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
And,
from a young age,
you
I think
do.
you should know. Not everybody does, but
Well,
you should.
it kind of. I was thinking about this today, bro. Is what if my mom didn't take me back and said, "I'll go ahead and keep it"?
Yeah.
Then I would have gone. Oh, well, then it's okay. I'm going to do this again.
Agreed.
Why wouldn't I do it again? I didn't get in any trouble. But the
Agreed.
fact that I walked in there and walked up to the cashier or the manager, I can barely remember, but I remember walking in there with it and setting it down. And they go, "I'm sorry, I took this." And they're, "All right, son, that's good. Just go ahead and get out of here." And yeah, so that led to me just marker things. So before we play the song, I just want to give a little plug. The guitar player is Don Spears. He was played in a lot of stuff. He's a programming, guitar playing madman. And he turned me on to a lot of electrona rock, the metal stuff. And he's playing guitars on it. And Clinton Calton from DI,
Mhm.
you know, the rock band DI, and the Rock to Recovery program and band. He plays on a lot of this stuff too. I actually use Jerry Montano too, from the Deadlights and Danzig and Hell Yeah.
Wow.
He plays bass on some of the stuff too. So when the whole album comes out, that's what I mean by I just use a lot of my friends and they fill in the gaps.
Well, I am looking forward to 7-1 Force Band. And Sean, I want to thank you very much for coming on the Plowzone Radio Show. Excellent. I want you guys to all check out 7-1 Force Band.
This one,
Go
this
ahead.
track is Atom Flower though.
What's that?
This track is from Atom Flower.
Oh, this is okay. All right.
This is from Atom Flower.
All right, brother. Thank you, Sean.
Thanks for having me, man. Really appreciate it. Everyone out there, rock on.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And
I don't know you when you go
And that is a song called Hail, Sean. And we have Dilly Briggs here. What's up, Dilly?
How's it going? Hello, peace, love, and light to everybody. Good to be on the show.
And we have Sean. And we have Sean. You two are, you guys know each other.
Yeah, hi, Dilly.
Hey, who's this? What? I don't know what you're talking about. No, Sean and I we've known, I don't know, about like 10 years. We've known each other, like, I think 10 years now in the industry.
Right around there. We
Right.
we met at the Slide Bar in Fullerton. The guys from Lit, their place that was there. Remember that?
Yep, way back when, once upon a time. Yeah, because Slide Bar was the rock and roll kitchen here in Orange County that was really big because they were owned by the Lit guys, the brothers, Jeremy and AJ Popoff. And but they closed that down and moved on out to Nashville. And they didn't actually end up opening a chain after all because the Slide Bar got sold. And there's something else that's there right now. But I did hear through media that they want to, because this initially would have actually been like their 20-year anniversary of being there had they stayed. So I heard that the band was going to come out and just do a big show for anybody like in the Orange County area that used to go down to the Slide Bar. So that's what's the word out right now in media, so people can go and check that out. But yeah, we met back there when Sean was initially when they were first started out with Core 10, correct?
Yeah. Do we want to
because your band was named Core 10, and you had a different lineup of people.
Yeah. That was a band that was short-lived, but it made an impact, bad and good, but no regrets. You learn from everything you do, and people who loved it really loved it. People who hated it really hated it. But they say, but if you don't have an effect, then you don't matter. That's what James Levesque, my publicist manager, told me. You have to have.
Yeah.
If you have no reaction.
No, it was a great band, and I mean, you guys did have a good following because people knew also at the same time who you and the other musicians were individually. As they also did have Alejandro Taranto, who is Lenny Meister and the Ramones, one of the original music producers.
Yeah, Ulrich and Ronnie produced that too. That band opened up for KMFDM, Fear Factory, the Misfits. It was a good run.
You had to give yourself credit there because you were all over the place. And Ronnie King also, he did music with Tupac Shakur, Mariah Carey. They won recently a Lifetime Award for the song Dear Mama. It was recently, so like Ronnie King and the people that worked on that music with Tupac back then received recognition for it recently. And so, this was part of the band that Sean was in with these heavy hitters. So it was a really great band. They did fantastic. So we've just met from there. And of course, things change up. Even my show got changed up and we've expanded and you've grown and now you've got your new band. You're all over the place.
I know. But it's good to be
You've got
busy.
some shows coming up. Let's talk about that. Tell people what you're going to be doing here because you're going to be playing at the Tiki Bar stuff soon. So let people know so that I'm going to come out and catch the show myself. But this way other people know. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's with Scum. The band is Scum Love. It was played with a lot of people, but Scummy is just an amazing singer, musician, and a grinder. He works with Schecter Guitars, and we have a show at the Tiki Bar April 4th with them and Dead Corp Girls. It should be a really good night. I love it to see everyone come out. Let's support local and beyond. Be amazing.
Absolutely. Do you know what bands that you're going to be playing with besides Scum Love themselves? I mean, because Scum is everybody in this location, Orange County, LA County, or all of Southern California, automatically know the name. But for all the others that don't, it's not just his band that's going to be playing. Do you have? I can look it up really fast.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. You got so you got the Dead Girls Corp. So it is Scum Love presenting. You got Dead Girls Corp, of course, 7-1 Force. We also do have what is it? And Idols Ruin.
Idols Ruin, yeah.
Idols Ruin. And then you, what was it? Yeah, so those bars, actually never seen Idol's Ruin or heard of them. I have heard of the Dead Girls Corpse, and I have seen music and heard music from them before. So
And-
that'll be cool when I come out. I get to hear something new.
Yeah, for those who haven't been to the Tiki Bar, it's hardly a Tiki Bar. It can hold up to 500, and they have a big back area where they have tons of food. It's a cool place.
I like the taco
Excellent.
guy that they have back there.
Everybody loves tacos.
Right? Oh yeah, they make amazing food there in the back. I like that they have that there. So I'm definitely going to be coming out, and also you can always go back because 714 was one of the bands that did come out and play for the Rock Rage Radio Red Carpet Speakeasy at NAMM time. And they also played the Hurricanes Blowout Party at the end. And we have some footage already out of that. And I know that you guys were also interviewed by Rue Rocks, Vegas Rocks. So
Yeah.
I know that you're going to have another interview coming out here soon.
Thank you. That was awesome, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That
my
was
God.
a
It was
good
so
time.
much fun. We had such a great time.
Sure.
I love your music. You guys are just very high octane energy. And for those that don't know, we have talked about a little interview that I was able to go out as Sean kind of surprised me and invited me out when they were working with Cameron Webb for their band. I got to come out to their studios. Tell everybody a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, I wanted you to come out and check it out, and it just because Cameron, he's in our county. You would get, and it's like I love working with Ulrich. A lot of these guys are in L.A. and Cameron just happens to be right down the way in Maple Sound. And
So wait, tell everybody who Cameron Webb is.
you're Cameron Webb. Earlier I had
We were
mentioned
talking.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but if you look him up online, it's all there. But
yeah. So if you're tuning in late with me, he's
a little story. This is how Dilly, what she was talking about, fly on the wall stuff is, Cameron, we were just sitting there and he's mixing and he goes, I can't always keep my eye on the front door. He goes, I need you to watch out. And he goes, we've had some homeless people come in and try and come in and break in and blah, blah, blah. So I'm sitting there and the door goes off. And Sean, he goes, who the F is that? And he goes, that looks like one of the homeless guy. And it turns out to be Randy from Pennywise. Oh yeah, okay, thanks, Cam, thanks. And Randy, yeah, Cameron said you were a homeless guy, and he goes, well, could be, something like that.
he was in disguise as a homeless guy. That's what it was.
Turned out that they were practicing for a couple upcoming shows, and they have that big show coming up. But for they have a side band called 84 Days.
All right.
And Cameron plays drums on it, and Eric from NoFX is the drummer, and Cameron plays bass, Eric plays drums, and Reverend sings and plays guitar. So Dilly walked into their practice while doing our thing, so that was pretty cool.
Wow. All right,
Oh, yeah.
guys.
It was like, wait, what? It was awesome. Yes. So everybody just check out all the bands that he mentioned as well. And you can always go back and check out that interview because we do have that up. And Cameron Webb jumps into the interview at the end. So he is in that interview as well.
All right. I want to thank you, Sean, for coming on and talking about your band and everything you know in the music business. And I think I need to talk to you about the legal side of things, and I'm going to do that. So
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Excellent.
I'm not saying, but I've signed 4 record deals throughout my life, and I've been through it. So some done what they say they're going to do. Some of them don't, and there's ways around that too.
definitely. All right. We are going to play another band from the Dilly News Rock Show. This is Koji Brash with his song Tomorrow Never Knows. From
Hey, Jerry, you ever been plowed?
Well, hell yes, I've been plowed, but that's beside the point. I work at a prison.